If you guys haven't seen the headlines right now are reading that Joe Biden has contracted COVID. That's right, COVID. That popular virus that shut down the entire world. That's what our president is suffering from. But what is more interesting is that journalist Joy Reid has chosen to compare that if Joe Biden recovers from COVID, it is as equivalent as Donald Trump surviving his assassination attempt. I'm going to show this clip with you guys because I couldn't make this up. So here's Joy Reid. Here's her opinion.
Donald Trump is an elderly man who, for whatever reason, was given 9 seconds to take a iconic photo op during an active shooter situation. His survival of that and bouncing right back and going right to his convention is being conveyed in the media world as a sign of strength. This current president of the United States is 81 years old and has COVID. Should he be fine in a couple of days? Doesn't that convey exactly the same thing? That he's strong enough, older than Trump, to have gotten something that used to really be fatal to people his age.
Yes. I don't know what your reaction is, but my reaction to the clip is simply that is unbearable to watch. That's totally disrespectful. And we definitely don't need people like that in media in her position actually making those kind of accusations. I mean, it blurs the lines for people. That's what's truly important. And we know what's really important is human life, period. All of us have suffered enough because of COVID. So it's just like coming back and seeing the Democrats trying to use that again during this time. Like, this is the wrong time for that. I think we need to truly be focused on compassion. But even in this next clip, I'm going to show you guys, you can see like she's talking about how she felt when she heard the news. She brings up the possibility of it being a conspiracy, something that was conspired. She talks about she was at a convention. She was just having a great time, a place she was happy. She's the type of princess. I'm looking at it. Saying, where's the compassion? Where's the empathy at the very least? Then she goes into talking about this type of situation can turn an individual like Donald Trump into a hero. And that's a problem. Then she wants to focus on media and how they're covering this and the things that they're saying. You guys can look and see other videos that the media was horrible with this. Some of the headlines from different media sources were acting like, oh, there was loud noises. They had to rush Donald Trump off stage. We all clearly seen the videos. And at this point, we should be fully aware of what's going on and what's at risk with this country, with this political divide. So here's this second clip where you can hear her talking about the things and talking about everything that I just brought up. And pay attention to things she says. And there's a key word in there. I'll put the definition on the screen so you guys can see it. How she's trying to spin this off. She's basically saying like, hey, things happen. I can't believe we're not protesting about them. I can't believe we're not investigating. I can't believe we're like just letting this go and letting it be what it is so this man can be a hero. Take a listen.
I mean, I think it depends on what audience. Obviously, there's still, a lot of like conspiracy theories, a lot of doubt, a lot of things that are going on sort of in the ether, sort of around what happened. But, I have to say that, I actually experienced that breaking news while I was at a wonderful thing called BlurredCon. It's the Black nerds, of which I am one. I like to think of myself as their princess. So I'm at BlurredCon, when we were just like chilling, like going to one of the food trucks and doing that. And that's when it started to pop into everybody's phones. Yeah. And so I had a chance to actually talk to a lot of people in real time and to get sort of people's first instant reaction. And then, of course, more reactions have been coming in, both I always talk about whether it's the official people or the civilians. Yeah. And whether it's civilians or officials. And then on top of it, then the news today out of Miami about, what Judge Aileen Cannon did. I will say that the kind of universal kind of reaction that I'm getting, whether it's civilians or, professionals, is really a deep concern and lack of confidence in not us at this table or us at MSNBC, but us as the media writ large. And a fear that what's going to happen now is that the Republican Party will do what they do. They're in the middle of a campaign. The convention started today. But the media will acquiesce to trying to convince people that the things they've been experiencing for the last 5-6 years didn't happen. That the greatest purveyor and promoter of political violence, really, since anyone can remember, since George Wallace, I think, that we just haven't experienced that kind of open, sort of citing or sort of incitement of violence or sort of luxuriating in the idea of violence. It's just not something we're used to anymore in American politics. And then we had to get used to that being a thing. And people are concerned and expressing concern that we won't be the guardians of memory and that we will allow Donald Trump, as he is, bathed in the glory and grandeur of his party, to rewrite himself as both a hero and a victim, that people who are the most vulnerable to not just the things he's done, but the things he's promising to do, and that will then happen without a guardian saying, wait, stop. And then the media will acquiesce to this rewrite. And the people that I've been talking to don't accept the rewrite. They still remember that this person said, get him out, I'll pay your legal fees. They still remember that Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene did ads where they had long guns and were firing at pictures of Nancy Pelosi and have been promoting the idea that the Democrats, the left, the liberals, it'll be peaceful, said the Heritage Foundation leader, if the left allows it. People haven't forgotten those threats, and they don't want us to forget them either.
She does a very good job of trying to insinuate that Republicans glorify violence. She does a very good job at trying to convince you that if the Republicans win, who's going to protect you? Who's going to protect democracy? Joy, just a little background on her. She's an educated woman. Like I said, Harvard. Her parents, both educated. Someone from Brooklyn, New York. She moved to Central America, spent some of her early years in life growing up in Colorado where things are very diverse, then went back to New York. She was a radio host, so she understands how to communicate. She also understands how to lead people into envisioning, to envision things her way. She's very good at that. But some of the comments that she's been making as of late just don't sit well with me. And it doesn't sit well with people in the community because you can see it all over social media. One of the things she was saying is like, in this next clip, she was talking about, she was somewhere at I don't know if it's Democratic or Republican. I'm gonna let you guys see the clip. But she talked about how people were outside with guns and that how everybody was scared for their life. And she was talking about voters and how the Republicans and people like this with their long range rifles was out threatening people, making them feel that if they didn't make a particular vote, and I guess she's assuming that she's making the assumption that if you don't vote Republican, there's going to be violence towards you. This is the narrative that she's pushing right now. Take a look at this clip. Think about everything that she's saying and really put this together on what is the true agenda of the left? What is the true agenda of the Democrats right now? I mean, the only thing that we truly want is unity in this country, and we want everything to be fair for all of us to have the opportunity to raise our families, buy homes, not get destroyed in taxes, have proper medical and things like that. But it's just like, what are their agenda? What is their overall party agenda in order for them to take a situation like a president almost getting assassinated and just push various narratives?
Time I've ever been afraid doing this job, honestly, was in 2016 in Cleveland, when men, because it's an open carry state, Ohio, were pacing in front of our position with long guns, with AR-15s, in a way to menace us. As we were in our outdoor positions, they felt that they needed to send a message to us visually with their firearms. And I think about the people who've tried to vote in Arizona when men with long guns were standing outside of those polling places to send them a message. You don't vote the right way. I'm here with this gun. And so the idea of political violence that we've been nursing really since then is so dangerous. Yeah. It's so dangerous that you cannot avoid the consequences of it, even if you're one of the people promoting it.
No, that's right.
Joy's not a stranger to controversy as well. She's had her little hits in the media before. Like I said, she went at Trump in 2020 with Kyle Rittenhouse. Earlier in her career, I know she has some issues by saying God is not a real estate broker. He just can't give you land 1,000 years ago and then come back and claim it today. She's had some issue with the Jewish people, claiming they spend $500,000 on their bar mitzvahs. She also described she had some homophobic issues in the past, and she apologized for that. Following the criticism, she just says it was insensitive. It was tone deaf. I was dumb. Joy, we need you to be responsible. I mean, right now, a lot of us are just struggling between believing what's going on with legacy media and what's going on with independent news sources. But because we have places like YouTube, Rumble, and things like that, the information can get out. Because of the internet, people can do their research and things like that. But just standing on this stage with all this national attention at these RNCs or DNCs, whatever convention that you're at right now, we need you to be a good, honest person. If you're going to be a journalist, shoot down the middle. If you want to work for one particular side, then just say it. But don't half-ass do your job, because right now you're playing a role and the people of America, we're paying a price. Thank you guys for watching the Shelly Hollis Show. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.